What's up, everybody? This is Jose from Southern Life. Welcome to my channel. On today's video, before you buy rims and nice cars and a gold chain and go back to your hood and show off your success, how are your parents living? Now, in the United States, the grandparents and the parents have to help the children because there's an inheritance system in this country where the grandparents pass away and it just, the wealth trickles down. And then, but it's different when you, if you come from Haiti or you come from Cuba or you're born in the projects, it's different. They're not going to leave you anything. But you still have a responsibility with your parents. Now, I'm not saying if your grandma raised you, then you got a responsibility with your grandma. Now, I'm not saying you got a responsibility with cousins and uncles and people you know. You don't owe them anything. Even people you grew up with in your hood, you don't owe them crap. That's a huge misunderstanding right there. But if you got a mom or a dad or a grandma that raised you, or an aunt that raised you when you were little, wherever you lived at when you were little, paid your bills and wiped your butt when you were little and you couldn't do it for yourself, you got a huge responsibility for those people. And before you go and you buy a gold chain and buy a new car and show up in the hood with some 22s, are you taking care of your parents, your mom, your dad? Not only do they have a place to live and do they have food, it's not just do they have food. Are they eating good? Are they wearing good clothes? You ain't gonna catch, I'm gonna guarantee you ain't gonna catch my dad hungry. You ain't gonna catch my dad wearing some, old clothes. So before you go and you buy yourself a gold chain and a nice fly car and some big wheels, you make sure that whoever's your responsibility, and it goes to the parents. You got parents out here, grown adults, and they taking care of their kids, but they out here trying to show off new cars, and their kids, they ain't worried about their kids' future, but they worried about trying to look fly. Take care of your responsibility. After you take care of your responsibilities, after you go to your parents' house and say, here's a little something for you, and then if you give money, make sure ain't nobody else that ain't worth crap taking it from you. That's the other thing. Not just going, and it may not always be money. It may just be time as well. Time is a valuable asset. I don't know if you guys knew that. If you don't have no money, you can at least go there and spend some time with them. You can go clean their house. Man, I hate when I go to elderly people's houses and their house is all dirty and nasty and dusty in the corners. When they were young, it wasn't like that. Well, let's say you ain't got no money right now. Okay, you can go visit your grandparents. You can go visit your parents, and you can clean their house for them. That doesn't cost you $1. And if you're too busy to do it, for $99, you can get one of these maid people to go out there, and they can clean your parents' crib. After you've done all that, after your grandma, I don't have a grandma, but if your grandma living good, not just parents, not just living and having food, okay? Not just having some food. Good. Take them out to a decent restaurant. Do something for your parents that they couldn't do for themselves. Now, if they could have done something for you when you were little, they did it for you. So don't just be satisfied with, oh, my dad's got a place to live, or oh, my mom's got a place to live. No. A place to live, they might need a new sink, they might need a new stove. Then after you take care of whatever they need, after you go and you buy them new clothes, you take them to good restaurants, you make sure they got everything they need. Maybe when you trade in when you go buy a new car, instead of trading in that new car to the dealership and letting them rip you off, let your parents or your grandparents have that car instead of getting ripped off by the dealership. They're gonna rip you off anyways. You might as well give it to your parents. Because the dealership's just gonna rip you off. Now, I know somebody out there right now, in this case, a family member of mine, that, you know, leading by example, right? They don't trade their car in. When their cars get old, they park it at dad's house. They hear dad. Instead of trading it into a dealership and letting the dealership rip you off, park it in front of your parents' house. They're here. Now you know, it's not a brand new car, but it's a decent car, you know. Or give it to them for what the trade-in would be. So dealerships only give you $2,000, and that's all the down payment you need for another. Instead of giving it to a dealership and letting them rip you off, take it to your parents' house. But here, this is $2,000. Okay, they can save up $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever. You know. Again, leading by example. I know people my age that they ain't got their own crib, but they done bought their mama crib. Now they got their own economical difficulties, but they went and they took care. They bought a house for their parents before they bought a house for themselves. They went first and bought their parents a house, so their elderly parents could have a place to live. That's still your investment because you're going to inherit it. That's still yours. You go and you buy your, like right now, if I got $1 million, well, I wish I did. I don't right now, but if I had $1 million, I'd buy my dad a $600,000 house. It's mine. I'm going to inherit it. It's still yours. You don't even got to put it in their name. You buy and keep it in your name. Say, here's this new house. Enjoy it. You understand? But before you go and put a gold chain on and buy a new car and put some wheels on it, you make sure that your parents, your responsibility, your children, got the things they need first. After you do all of that crap, then you can go buy some rims. Then you go and put on a gold chain. Then you go and buy another car. But take care of your responsibility first, man. And it's crazy because I live in a suburban area now. What the crap is that? It's got camber on the wheels. The wheels, instead of going like this, they're like this. What the crap is that, bro? Is that a camera like ours too?
Yeah.
That's a camera. Speed up so you can pass it. They'll see it in the rear view mirror. Speed up. Though. You can pass it. They'll see it. Speed up. There's a car right there. It's a camera. I'm pretty sure it's a camera like ours. Speed up. The wheels, they're not straight like this. They're like that. Instead of being straight, they're like that. Anyways, you see all types of crazy crap in Southwest Florida nowadays. Used to not be as much of a car culture here, but there's starting to be a lot of car culture. But it's crazy how I live in a suburban area now. And in this suburban area, a lot of kids, they got more money than me. I got a $6,000 ATV. They might have a $30,000 ATV. I got a $40,000 truck. They might have an $80,000 truck. When I say kids, I mean people that are my age and younger than me. I'm in my early 30s, so kids in their 20s and teens. And I've noticed they're jealous of me. I'm like, these kids are jealous of me, bro. Like I got a $6,000 ATV. They got a $30,000 ATV, and they're jealous of me. And the reason they're jealous is because they know that that's daddy's money. That's grandpa's money. But this man right here, whatever I got, I've had to work for it. I've had to risk it. I've had to buy a house, sell a house, flip a house, move into a bad neighborhood, make a good investment, make a bad investment. Risk your life out there in dangerous neighborhoods. Pure Michigan. They look like they're from Michigan. Not that there's a particular Michigan look. Because there ain't. Could have been Ohio for all I know. You know, and I'm thinking, why are these kids jealous of me? They got better stuff than I do. The reason they're jealous is because they know that when you see somebody that was born in Cuba and we got it. We didn't get it from her daddy and daddy, mommy and daddy. You know, we had a Katie. Katie had a small inheritance many years ago, but I don't know. I grabbed that inheritance and I doubled it. So it's not that money anymore. That money's been moved around more than once now. You know. And what's crazy is, look at these suburban kids. They got better stuff than I got. And they're jealous of what I got because they know that I'm not supposed to have it. They know that this didn't just fall in my laps. I had to go out there and get it. No, that's on your own 2 feet now. It's different when it's on your own 2 feet. It's not daddy's money. It's not grandpa's money. It's your money. You made it. You got out there and you made it, you know? And it's just wild how these kids are envying you, even though with the crap they got is better than yours. Because they understand they're right down the middle. They're average, you know. For a suburban, you know, if a suburban kid's got a $30,000 ATV, that's right down the middle. They're 50%ers. But I went on this thing on the internet where you put in your age, your education, your race, and your income, and it tells you what percentage of earner you are. It's a very interesting thing you can do on the internet. Somebody recently told me, what type, you know, what is your percentile? You know, there's top 1% of earners. So like in general, they say that like 1% of earners make like 90% of the money, or something like that, right? The 1% has 99% of the money, or something like that. Some ridiculous claim like that, right? But here's what you don't know. They tell you that the 1% of earners make more than the bottom 99%. Here's what they don't tell you about that. That's a very broad statement. Go into there. But think about it, those 1% of earners, they're also in all of the favorable categories. And when you look at those 1% of earners, they don't represent the general population. They're old white men for the most part. Okay, so they're white and they're old, and they're like those are the 1% of earners. They're old white men in their 70s. Okay, so it's not like there's a 14-year-old kid that's a 1% earner. That doesn't exist. Okay, so when you look at that demographic, there's a lot of particulars about that demographic. So, but if you go in there, you're more realistic about those 1% earners, and you put in your age, your race, and your education, it'll tell you what percentage you are for your age, your gender, and all your demographics, including your education. Turns out, a millennial Hispanic male who did not finish high school doesn't make $80,000 to $100,000 a year. I am a 1% earner. Look at this crap, man. For my demographic, I am that 1%. Very interesting. I never looked at it that way. Now, when you put me in the neighborhood that I live now, I might be like, well, I got a $6,000 ATV. This guy's got a $30,000 ATV. I got a $40,000 truck. Guy across the street's got an $80,000 truck. I'm renting. The guy across the street owns. So I'm looking around my suburban setting, and I'm like, yo, I'm far behind. In my mind, I'm like, yo, I am so far behind. I'm renting. I don't own a house. I'm looking at the people around me. I'm like, yo, they got $30,000 toys. I got a $6,000 toy. I got a $40,000 truck. They got an $80,000 truck. You're gonna scratch the windshield. Just stop right like an hour. So I'm looking at my surroundings, right? I'm looking at the people around me, and I'm like, well, I'm not doing too well. These people, they're far ahead of the race. Okay? But when you put in where I was born, the fact I'm still a millennial, millennial, Hispanic, dropped out of school, didn't even finish high school. I'm a 1% earner. According to this thing, it pushed me to the 1% by far. And I'm thinking, dang, all this time I'm looking at what other people have accomplished in their lives, and I'm thinking I'm far behind. But when you look at where you started, without an education, came to the United States with nothing, not even English, can't stress this enough, how many people forget that they're born in the United States, they're U.S. citizens, they have a driver's license, and they're still complaining about their role in life. You know how many Guatemalans come over here? We're in Bonita Springs right now. I think like 1 in 3 people out here is Guatemalan. And I'm a U.S. citizen and I can afford to live in Bonita. I'm a U.S. citizen and I can afford to live in Bonita. And in this place, there's 20,000 Guatemalans living here. Wrap your head around that. We're in Bonita Springs right now. I would love to live in Bonita. I can't afford to live in Bonita. There's 20,000 Guatemalans here living in Bonita. No driver's license, no English, and they're living in freaking Bonita. And I'm a U.S. citizen, I can't do it. So, you forget that one, you're born in the United States. You're a U.S. citizen. If you decided to spend and I've seen people do this, I've seen Americans get a freaking inheritance and blow it in 3 months on drugs. No, 6 months. I've seen people spend $90,000 in 6 months on nothing but pure white. Unbelievable. It's aggravating. I got somebody right now from Alabama who sent me an email, and it aggravated me. They told me a beautiful story about all the hate that they face in their family. And eventually I'll eventually relate their story. But they're complaining about having to pay $800 rent. There they are right there playing soccer on a Sunday. They worked all week long. There they are right there in the soccer field. They worked all week long cutting grass, installing roofs in 94-degree heat. And on Sunday they're out there in the heat again playing soccer. And you were born in the United States of America. You are a U.S. citizen. This person sent me an email, and the beautiful part of the email, eventually when I have the patience, I'll read you guys the stories from Alabama. I'm going to tell you guys, this person sent me a beautiful story from Alabama, and I already have some other beautiful stories from Alabama that I'm going to share with you guys, encouraging stories. We'll make a nice video about this in the future. Great video. But in the meantime, I have to get angry. And if you live in Florida, you know what I'm talking about. This person from Alabama is sitting here on an email telling me that they are upset that they have to pay an $800 rent making $17 an hour. Who the crap is making $17 an hour down here? And who the crap where's there an $800 a month rent for a 2-bedroom in Florida? I'm paying $1,000 to live in somebody's garage in Lehigh. It's not even the whole house, it's a garage. And I'm not exaggerating, it's a garage. Bro. People just don't go to Starbucks over here. People don't appreciate what they have. Don't compare yourself to the guy across the street with an $80,000 truck. Although it is pretty. There it goes right there. No comparison to the guy across the street with an $8,000 truck. The guy in the $80,000 truck might envy the fact that he had to wake up at 6 in the morning. Because the other part of suburban living is that you have to wake up at 6 in the morning and you don't get home till 10 o'clock at night. But homie's at work looking at his cameras and seeing, wow, this guy woke up at, what is it, noon? I woke up at noon today. I had to leave at 6 in the morning. How's he got a $40,000 truck and he didn't have to wake up in the morning like I did? Please don't hit these curbs.
Why would I do that?
Because it's you love running into stuff.
I love
it's your
running
hobby.
into stuff.
It's your hobby to crash my vehicles.
No, it's not.
Anyways, y'all, that's what's on my mind today. a little rant from my life. Appreciate what the crap you have, and don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to what's in front of you right now. Some people don't appreciate things enough. Most of us struggle to appreciate what we have, and other people don't take advantage of their opportunities. Don't realize, man, you got a U.S. driver's license. You are a U.S. citizen. There's people out here that ain't got that, and they're still doing it. You know, that's my rant for today. And remember, before you go buy some wheels, buy some 22s, and pay $300 extra for those little pokey, little spokey things on the lug nuts, make sure your parents ain't eating at the Waffle House or the Popeyes. Taking them to the Bay House, something decent.